It's showtime for AOC. Not that she needs any reminder, like ever. Yet again, she's part of a mini documentary, this one on Showtime, so let's be the critics. Plus, AOC is a drag in more than one way, so adding her as a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race is par for the course. I'm Katie Petrick, and this is Healthy Republic. I know. You are wondering why I am torturing you with more of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. The long and short of it is, there's just so much material from last week that it bled over into this week. Yes, bleed, because between her words and her actions, I would rather do that than have to discuss her. But before we get to the painful details of AOC, let's get today's question. If you had to make a drink for AOC, what would the drink be? You'll understand the context shortly. This month, AOC was proud to release a mini self-promo piece on Showtime in which she visited her constituency to show she is just like her constituents and to get people in trouble with the metro authorities, but of course, make you a margarita to make up for it. Such pomp and circumstance. For all the times that she said Trump is reality TV, she sure knows how to put herself out as the celebrity. And her cheese choice said it all about who she is and where her priorities lie.
Well, I do cheddar if I can.
Right.
American if I have to.
But only if she has to. AOC took Jesus and Miro to a bodega, which all three claim to love to visit for pretty much everything.
It's more than a grocery store. It's like the circle of life.
It
is the bodega.
Disney taught us about this circle of life, and AOC made it weird with her comment about the almighty feline.
It's looking good today.
It's looking good. You know, they got all the fresh food groups you need, the beef patty, the hot wings.
Now my question is, where's the cat?
The vegans were already up in arms about the cheese comment, but now the cat? Her commentary also came with the bemoaning about how there are no bodegas in Washington, D.C., and that she doesn't know how people eat there, and that's why people are fighting all the time. That would be funny, but her hyperbole is a bit extra, and she means it.
Everyone's hangry.
Rest assured, AOC was not hangry after getting her favorite.
Amazing. Look, I got the smiley face. Ow.
Away from the food and onto the drinks, AOC took the guys to her favorite place to be, behind a bar.
And I feel like people are always clowning themselves when they say that, because it's like, okay, so you think every person you represent, that's a bartender, a waitress, a working person, that they can't do this job?
Right.
Because let me tell you, I work with some of these people, and they are not smarter than a bartender.
Right.
Just let me tell you something, okay, right here.
You told me something. I know AOC is trying to sound like she's fighting for the middle class and that the elitists are in Congress. But I agree with her that there are members of Congress who are not smarter than a bartender, and she's one of them.
You know, this idea and this metaphor of a bootstrap started off as a joke because it's a physical impossibility to lift yourself up by a bootstrap, by your shoelaces. It's physically impossible. The whole thing is a joke.
The idiots so clearly did not understand the idiom.
And I grew up doing my homework on the stairs of other people's houses and on other people's kitchen tables and reading in other people's living rooms as my mother scrubbed toilets and swept floors to make sure that we had a better life.
You said it yourself. To have a better life. In other words, you can pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Not a whole lot has changed for AOC. She's still benefiting from other people. It's just now she's benefiting off the backs of other people who pay their taxes to have her belittle them as not being able to pull themselves up from their bootstraps. Don't let her fool you. AOC's dreams are coming true. RuPaul's Drag Race, Season 12, is dedicated to finding the first drag queen president, and AOC is going to be a guest judge, complete with a Pledge of Allegiance to the drag.
Join the Revolution. I'm Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and I pledge allegiance to the drag.
Down with AOC. Yeah, you know me.
I'm not down with AOC. But she couldn't contain herself as she announced her appearance on the show. Surprise! A dream of mine has come true. We've come a long way from Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream. For a woman so downtrodden as AOC constantly makes her life seem to be, it's going pretty well, wouldn't you say? Her dreams are coming true. even in the bold face of hypocrisy.
Being gay is still punishable by death in Iran.
I'm so thankful that you're part of our country.
Thank you.
Whoever put that promo together was so blind to their own hypocrisy. One contestant said being gay is punishable by death in Iran, and they immediately follow up with AOC, who just 1 month ago called President Trump a monster for taking out one of those dictatorial gay-killing monsters. After the United States took out General Qasem Soleimani, AOC tweeted that Trump's further warning, possible retribution, doesn't make him a tough guy or strategic, but it makes him a monster. Furthermore, she told Democracy Now!
He did this on behalf of our entire country, and that's what makes the potential illegality of his action so flagrant, because he did not consult Congress, and this was not done with the support of the United States. But in his seat as the president, this has now been an act of aggression committed by the United States.
On behalf of the United States, thank you, Mr. President, for taking out a monster. But remember, to AOC, Trump is the monster, and the drag queens are just the opposite.
I think you were fabulous.
Now, maybe I'm being too hard on AOC because she could be an inspiration for the next generation by serving as a judge on the drag show. After all, as Huffington Post heroically told us in the Huffington Personals, a 13-year-old girl was inspired to become a drag queen after watching RuPaul's Drag Race as an innocent and impressionable 9-year-old. So brave, so indoctrinated. We know that AOC is just a celebrity politician. Let's remember, she was the one who cheered when Amazon, 1 year ago on Valentine's Day, decided not to build a headquarters in her district, which, mind you, would have garnered 25,000 jobs and all that money into the state. There was no love in that transaction. But AOC should be feeling the love toward Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, that evil entrepreneur with all his grubby little money from this capitalist economy. Bezos announced on Monday that he is devoting $10 billion to the Bezos Earth Fund to combat climate change. So while AOC does not like him, it looks like Bezos will be the one to rid us of those cow farts in countries all around the world, from A to Z. And with 2-day delivery, it'll put an end to the 12-year "the world is ending" debate. Now, as we look to the 2020 election, we have to ask the question of AOC.
It is this question, like, why you? Like, what makes you so special? And it was very crippling at the start, because why would you vote for a waitress to be your congresswoman? Why would you? And it made me feel like I'm not worth this.
This was AOC 1 year ago at the Girls Who Code Q&A. And what has changed in that year? Seriously, what has she contributed to make it so she should be reelected again? I know my answer. And maybe we can all hope and pray that AOC will be booted in the primary. This past week, longtime CNBC anchor Michelle Caruso Cabrera announced she will primary, along with the field of about a dozen others, to take out AOC. I said it last week and I'll say it again. We need to shine the light on the celebrity of AOC because that is all she is. It's little wonder that there are more than a dozen people wanting to primary her, meaning her own party wants her out. The rest of us are saying that the party is over and she can go back to bartending or dragging in another race. Just get out of the house. Until next time, stay healthy, America.